From Boerne ISD Stadium, it's Texas High School playoff football as the Boerne champion Chargers host the Tigers from Mercedes. Delighted you're with us. I'm Paul Alexander along with my partner and friend, Kerry Barboza. Kerry, both these teams closed out the regular season with really easy wins last Friday. And both these teams, the Chargers and the Tigers, say they're healthy, confident, and fully playoff ready.
Well, yeah, two very good teams going at it tonight, Paul. 9-1. Mercedes comes in with that record. Champions 8-2. So two evenly matched teams as far as record. So it should be a good game.
Yeah, so as Kerry mentioned, Boerne champion has lost only 2 games this season, and they were to good teams, to El Campo and Alamo Heights. Mercedes has tasted defeat just once. That was to a good Mission Sherryland team back in early October. Kerry, obviously, you look at the stats here, and they both just light it up offensively.
Yeah, they do. Looking at Cisneros, he's got 2,374 yards, and then he's also run for almost 700. That's their quarterback, and Champion doesn't have as big of numbers, but they've been battling with injuries. However, last week I thought they really played their best game of the year, and that was a game Coach Kaiser was really happy with as far as them going into the playoffs, kind of their playoff tune-up.
Okay, more on this later throughout the ball game, but our 2 starting quarterbacks tonight have thrown for a combined 49 touchdown passes. And, Kerry, this just jumped out at me. Mercedes, over the course of the entire regular season, has punted the football a total of 7 times.
Yeah, that means they've been able to impose their will on teams, but they're going to be tested tonight. Champion's a good team, obviously. They both are, so this should be a good, fun ball game.
As for the weather tonight, how about perfect? I mean, truly, you talk about perfect football weather, this is it. It's going to get a little cool as we go through the ball game. But there was kind of a stiff breeze coming out of the north as recently as about 90 minutes ago. Right now, that's all gone. The flags are completely limp. The wind will not be a factor. The officials tonight are from the Houston chapter. Kerry, otherwise they're in the witness protection program because we did not get a roster of the officials. I'm wondering why that might be.
Yeah, I don't know. But, they usually get a neutral site crew. So they come in from that Houston area, College Station, Houston area. So they had a long drive. We were talking about it. You couldn't pay me enough to be an official. We were talking about that before the game, and they definitely earn their money.
They do. What was that the Rolling Stones used to say? Unfortunately, they get their fair share of abuse.
Yeah, they sure do.
And really more than that, and that's a sad thing because we got to respect what these guys do for sure. So the winner tonight, next week in round number 2, will play the winner of tonight's game between Liberty Hill and Bastrop. And, Kerry, there's a little history between the Chargers and Liberty Hill.
Yeah, they played last year in the second round, and ended up Liberty Hill shut out the Chargers. Only the second time all in their history that they'd ever been shut out. And so, obviously, you're not going to look past this game, but they wouldn't mind a little rematch and see what they can do there.
Boerne representing District 15 5A Division II. Mercedes from 16 5A Division II down in the Rio Grande Valley. Of course, yesterday was Veterans Day officially, but we'll make it Veterans Weekend and thank them and express our appreciation, something we should all do every day. So as we begin the playoffs, these teams play all year long to get to tonight, but then they don't want to let it end tonight. Boerne champion will get the football to start the playoffs. The Tigers have it teed up at the 40-yard line. The kicker is Diego Hernandez, who has 15 touchbacks off kickoffs this year. And with that, we are playing the great game. He's got a strong leg. Kickoff carries down inside the 5. It'll be returned to the near side of the field. And a pretty good open field tackle at the 20-yard line as they get the return man to the ball to the ground there, and that was number 1 Ryan Brandon, the outstanding receiver for the Boerne champion Chargers. And we'll get our first look at the Charger offense that has been very prolific this year. They're averaging 34 points a game and over 353 yards. They're led by quarterback Carson Kaiser, who has 19 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions, and carries 6 TD passes last week against my Lockhart Lions.
Yeah, all in the first half, too.
All right, from the 20. Running play on first down, and that's Alex Rodriguez right up the gut. Going to have a gain of about 4, setting up a 2nd and 6. We are just underway in Boerne. Scoreless, obviously. Clock running with 11:40 left. And the Chargers get quickly to the line of scrimmage. They're trying to force the pace a little bit. Carson Kaiser from the gun Wide receiver screen, far side, is complete. It's good for first down yardage, a good block and some tough running. And on the reception, I think that was Cannon Brooks.
Yeah, that was Cannon Brooks, number 5. And Chargers like to push tempo like they're trying to do now.
Carries out to the 35-yard line. So the Chargers with a first down on their first possession. Running play, again, right up the middle, and this was going to get a gain of about 5. So the Chargers doing a much better job in the back half of the season of staying ahead of the chains and getting really positive yardage on first down.
Yeah, and I like their play calling. Run, pass, run. Let's see what they do here.
2nd and 5, 3-man front for the Tigers. Run pass option. They complete it to the near side. That is another nifty move by Cannon Brooks, and he gets it just barely into Tiger territory. Well, actually, we're going to spot it right at the 50-yard line, but the champion Chargers move the chains for the second time here on the first drive of the evening. Ball squarely at midfield. Off left guard, that's Alex Rodriguez into the clear. This is going to be a foot race. Inside the 20, inside the 10, finally dragged down at the 1-yard line. That's a 49-yard run by Alex Rodriguez, the junior, 5'10", 180. And had he gotten in the end zone, that would have been his 11th rushing touchdown of the year.
Okay, that was a good tackle by Davila, for Austin Davila from Mercedes, making that tackle and not horse collaring him.
Fine defensive back for the Tigers. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Kaiser will take it himself off right guard, gets into the end zone. That did not take long. 80 yards on the drive, and Boerne Champion quickly takes the lead at 6-0 with the PAT upcoming.
6 plays that go those 80 yards in 6 plays, and had a second down, first down. So
never even got to 3rd down.
Nope, never did.
Will Wallace with the kick. He's been perfect all year. He stays perfect. He is now 32 for 32 on the year. 10-14, first quarter. Playoff time. Boerne Champion takes the lead, 7-0. Back in just a moment on the Chargers Sports Network.
I'm Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
Back in Boerne, Kerry, that did not take long. Boerne Champion up 7-0 in a jiffy.
Made it look easy. 6 plays, 80 yards, took only a minute 46, and so Mercedes, high-scoring offense. They're going to get their shot with the ball here. Let's see what they can do.
High scoring is an understatement. We'll call your attention to some of the gaudy stats they've posted in just a moment following the kickoff.
I wouldn't be surprised at some point in this first half if we see an onside kick. That's just kind of how Coach Kaiser likes to play this game.
And he times them so well. There's no question about that. Kickoff returners are Austin Davila, Tyrell Trevino, and Ram Ayala. Wallace with the kick. It's going to hit inside the 5-yard line, and it's taken there by Austin Davila. He's the guy that made the tackle a moment ago, and it's a pretty nifty return as he takes what looked like kind of a semi-disaster and turned it into a nice one as he gets out to the 26-yard line. And we'll get our first look at a Mercedes Tigers offense that's averaging over 44 points and 457 yards per game. And when you look at it, what's impressive, Kerry, is it's almost completely evenly broken down between running and passing.
Yeah, very balanced team. That's their attack. They'll run it as much as they'll throw it.
The quarterback, Michael Cisneros, who on the year is completing 76% of his passes. Watch the slot receivers in particular. They are excellent. And on first down, they throw a completion. It's to Jason Lozoya, but he gets absolutely nothing. And, Kerry, we have seen this Boerne Champion defense just improve week to week throughout the season.
Yeah, and that time they drop him for a 1-yard loss, so first play goes negative for the Tigers.
Cisneros, the quarterback on the season, 30 touchdown passes and only 4 interceptions. He's also rushed for 9 TDs. And on 2nd and 11, we got a complete pass that's going to carry for 12 and a first down as they'll spot the ball at the 37-yard line. You can see the quick delivery that Michael Cisneros possesses.
Yeah, gain of 12 that time. That time the Charger DBs gave them a lot of cushion underneath.
Running play on first down, coming near side. And the ball carrier puts his shoulder down, cracks out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. They've got some good running backs led by Miguel Jimenez. 8 touchdowns on the year. He's rushed for almost 800 yards. That time he got a gain of about 9 yards.
Ball is loose.
It is. Now see when the whistle blew.
Oh, yeah, they're saying it was down.
Yeah, it looks like the ball carrier's knee was down. It's a Mercedes offense that's taken pretty good care of the football. They don't turn it over very much. They've only lost 7 fumbles on the year and thrown only 4 interceptions. After they straighten that one out, it's a loss of about a half a yard, setting up a 3rd and short with the nose of the ball at the 45-yard line. Tigers trailing 7-0. Boerne Champion scored on the drive off the opening kickoff. And on 3rd down, they tried the slant, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Tyrell Trevino. So now a 4th down situation for Mercedes, and it will be interesting to see what their head coach, Roger Adami, and their offensive coordinator, Paul Reyes, elect to do.
Yeah, I would think as much yards and points as they put up, they feel they can get 2 yards right here, I would think.
On 4th and 2. Running play coming to the far side.
He didn't get it.
No, actually, he did not get that.
Well,
that was Michael Cisneros on the carry, and he lowered his shoulder, but he got popped.
Yeah, let's see. They might have to measure it. Originally, it didn't look like he got it, but he got a good spot on that. So let's see. And Cisneros is a good runner. He's their 2nd leading rusher, so he's a good running back. And that was talking to Coach, the defensive coordinator, Blaine Ellis, talking a little bit about him, and he says, yeah, he likes to run that. He runs the ball. He's smart when he runs it. He's a good running back when he has to be. He's
rushed for almost 700 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's in addition to the 30 touchdown passes he's thrown. This is a critically important measurement. With the ball spotted at the 47-yard line, they pull it tight, and let's see. He's short, and they turn it over on downs. And Boerne Champion, which already leads 7-0, is going to have excellent field position with which to start their 2nd drive of the night.
But I like going for it on that 4th and 2. Like I said, you put up a lot of points, you've gained a lot of yards. You think your offense can get 2 yards here. It's a playoff game, so you're going to have to take some chances.
Would it be accurate to say that we've seen more coaches going for it on 4th down more times than ever before?
We've seen a lot.
1st and 10 Chargers from the Tiger 47-yard line. And we got a whistle before the snap. And a procedure call, a false start going against the Chargers. So it'll be 1st and 15 and move the ball back into Charger territory at about the 48-yard line.
Well, the Tigers, their front linemen, they kind of jump around out there, and that's the first time the champion offensive line has responded and jumped back, but they're kind of jumping around out there.
Well, they're a very aggressive defense. They have 81 tackles for losses over the course of the year. So on 1st down following the penalty, the Chargers keep it on the ground, and that's their workhorse running back, Alex Rodriguez, again right up the gut. And we've seen a change in the Charger running game over the course of the year. They were running a lot of outside plays, outside zone plays, trying to outflank you. Now they're much more inclined to just go right up the gut. Kaiser.
Ooh.
Dangerous throw, almost picked off behind his intended receiver. Falls incomplete, so it's going to be 3rd and 11 from the Tiger 46-yard line.
Yeah, very fortunate wasn't picked off. He had Krause short, and then he had Brandon deeper. I think he was trying to throw to Brandon, just sailed it on him, and almost had the old tip drill.
Kaiser went into this game completing 62% of his passes. And on 3rd down, he'll throw it. Near side, deep ball, got a man wide open. This is going to be a walk-in touchdown. An absolute walk-in for Griffin Jones.
Well, busted coverage for the Tigers. Jones just went out there, didn't get picked up. The safety didn't come over and pick him up. Wide open. Good job by Kaiser recognizing that, making that throw. Just laid it up perfectly. It doesn't have to be a perfect throw. Just lay it up there, let him run under it. You see Jones adjust on that, and easy touchdown there for the Chargers.
Doesn't get much easier than that. 47 yards on the scoring completion. And here's the PAT, and once again, that guy, he is such a good kicker. Will Wallace remains perfect on the season. And as for Carson Kaiser, he throws his 20th touchdown pass on the year. So 7:28 remaining first quarter. Boerne Champion leads it 14-0. Back in just a moment on the Chargers Sports Network.
I'm Stan Leach, Boerne ISD Athletic Director, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network.
Boerne Champion already with a couple of touchdowns on the board. We'll set the latest scoring drive information for you in just a moment following this kickoff, which goes out of bounds. A little bit uncharacteristic for the kicker, Will Wallace, one of the really good kickers in Region 4.
He hooked it. Let's see what the Tigers choose to do, but that drive by the Chargers, three plays, 51 yards, only took them 38 seconds. And we were talking to Coach Kaiser before the game, you and I, Paul, and remember what he said? What was the key? He said the first quarter.
First quarter. He said getting off to a hot start, and they have done that. And that second touchdown drive was started by a turnover on downs when the Charger defense made a big fourth down stop. So the Tigers will elect to take the football at the 30-yard line. They trail 14-0. Ball on the far hash. Quarterback is Michael Cisneros, right-hander. Throws a hook route to the near side. Receiver makes a nice catch. That's Ram Ayala, but he also took a big hit. You see this Chargers secondary getting better every single week. They really drive the ball when they're up against that hook route.
Kenneth Simmons with that big hit that time. Good job by receiver Ram holding on to the ball.
From the 38. 2nd and 2. Cisneros throws over the middle. Oh, wow, that was an excellent throw and a very, very nifty catch by Ram Ayala. And now we're seeing why Cisneros has posted these numbers. I mean, that was a laser beam right in the seam.
Yep, and good job by the receiver Ayala getting that wide open on that slant.
Big play, first down, carries all the way down inside the Charger 29-yard line. Chargers with a three-man defensive front. Cisneros throws far side, almost deflected, but it gets through the defender's hands and winds up being a completion down around the 16 or 17-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Mercedes Tigers.
Well, that pass to Ayala, the previous play, 33 yards on that one.
By far, Cisneros' best throw of the night. Line of scrimmage officially the 17. 3 receivers to the near side for Mercedes. Empty set. Ayala changing the play now at the play clock at 8. Quick bubble screen near side. It's complete. We're going to have a face mask or a horse collar on the completion. That was Tyrell Trevino on the reception.
Connor Holtorf with the stop looked like he grabbed the face mask, so that would have been a good play. It would have held him to no gain, but they're going to get some yardage out of this.
And it is confirmed it's a face mask. I thought for a second it might have been a horse collar. Obviously a big walk-off, half the distance to the goal, which is going to move the ball down inside the 10-yard line, down around the 8. Cisneros again from an empty set. They'll have motion across the formation. They have play fake on the jet sweep, and then Cisneros keeps the ball and ducks inside down around the 7.
Well, I was going to say, Tigers haven't really abandoned the run game, but they've been moving pretty well with that pass.
A good response by the Mercedes Tigers after quickly falling behind by 14 points. This time it's not a fake jet sweep, it's a jet sweep, and it's a touchdown. Tyrell Trevino on the score for Mercedes, and we can see why this team is 9-1 and why they're so resilient and why they have been so efficient offensively. That was a nice drive.
Yeah, it's good response to the Chargers going up 14-0. How would they respond? Mercedes came out swinging, scores right away, and cuts the lead in half.
PAT by Diego Hernandez, who has missed only once this year. And those misses will stay at 1 as he drills that one. So we got a good one going after Boerne Champion jumps off to a 14-0 lead. Mercedes responds. It's 14-7, 5:34. Remaining quarter number 1. Back in a moment on the Charger Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Gina Devane, the Boerne ISD Athletic Secretary, and you're watching the Charger Sports Network.
Well, after Mercedes fell behind 14-0, we figured we'd find out who they really are and what they're made of. And, Kerry, we just saw it. That was impressive.
Yeah, they responded well. They go 70 yards. Only took them 5 plays. They hit that big 33-yard completion to the receiver, Ayala, but then Trevino had a nice catch in there, and then they get a penalty, and they cap it 5 plays, 70 yards, a minute 54.
Diego Hernandez, this time with a pooch kick. And that's kind of in the open area there. It's actually handled very well by the Chargers, and they'll wind up with good field position again at about their 35-yard line.
Well, feels like it's going to be a shootout. So, I mean, that's kind of how it's turning in this first quarter. It's got 3 touchdowns, and we're still at the 5:29 mark. So let's see how this plays out the rest of the way. There's going to be adjustments, obviously, but so far it's looking like a shootout.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns in 6.5 minutes. Okay, officially from the 35. And the Chargers will start their 3rd possession of the evening. Kaiser gives it off to Alex Rodriguez, who puts the ball on the ground. Scramble there. I think the Chargers have retained possession.
Yep, and I think Krause is the one that came up with it. Caleb, yeah.
Winds up being a gain of 6.
Take it.
Clock running with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Carson Kaiser from the pistol set. Alex Rodriguez is in the backfield with him. Rodriguez gets the ball again. This time he's going to get 2 or 3, and it's going to be about 2 yards shy of first down yardage. Line of scrimmage, the 44, so it's closer to 1 yard to go in this 3rd down situation. Kaiser gives it off to Rodriguez. He's got a 2-way go on the safety, and he makes it count, and he pops it into Tiger territory all the way down to the 41-yard line, and obviously a Boerne Champion Charger first down.
Well, so far every play on this drive has been a Rodriguez run, and they're running, like you said, Paul, right between the tackles.
Kaiser, left-hander, floats to the right. Pass is incomplete. It was intended on the far sideline for senior receiver Ryan Brandon.
Kaiser in a moving pocket, rolling pocket to his right. It's tough for a lefty, kind of throw against your body like that, but not able to get it to Brandon, who was open. Would have been a short gain, though.
2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Clock stopped with 4:15 remaining here in the first. Mercedes showing blitz on the far side. They come. Ball carrier reverses his field, cuts it back. Not only is that guy a great receiver, he is a very nifty runner. And once again, that's Ryan Brandon.
Yeah, he read that well. He tried to go right. There's nothing there, so he did a reversal there and ends up getting 5 on it.
All the way down to the 36, and it's 3rd and 5 from there. Zone read keep by Carson Kaiser into the secondary. Has the first down. Going to be pulled down at about the 22-yard line. Carson Kaiser is a big, strong guy at 6'3" and 215, and he's got some wheels.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the contact either. And he read that zone read perfectly, Paul, like you said, and he kept it and got a nice gain out of it.
1st and 10 from the 22. Kaiser again rolls to his right. This time he's going to be sacked back at the 30-yard line. This is a Mercedes defense that is kind of a sack machine. They had 32 sacks going into this game, so that's number 33.
Roland Galvan is the one that got in there and dropped him for a big loss back to the 31.
Yeah, so this is officially 2nd and 19. Safety's playing very deep for Mercedes. Kaiser this time comes to his left, pulls the trigger, sails it over the head of his intended receiver, Ryan Brandon.
That time they kept him stationary. He didn't move the pocket. It wasn't a rolling pocket, and they gave him time. He had time. Just good job by the Mercedes secondary, not giving him anyone to throw to.
3rd and 19 from the 31. Kaiser sets the running back Rodriguez to his left. Kaiser comes to the near side, throws. That's a very accurate throw and a nifty catch there as he gets hit by, that's a Griffin who caught the touchdown pass earlier, but a nice job of coming up in a hurry by the Tigers secondary. And the champion Chargers going to be looking at 4th down and right at 10 yards.
Yeah, your field goal range would be about a 39-yarder, but they're keeping the offense out there. Let's see what they do. They might want to talk about it.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Is Kerry got that crystal ball there, and I think it makes sense to go for it in this situation because as good a kicker as Wallace is, that's a pretty good poke. So I don't think there's any question that going for it, particularly if you know anything about Coach Keith Kaiser, that's just what he's going to do. Now they're just trying to make sure they've got the proper play call.
I think they're going to kick. We'll see. I understand what you're saying. I like the idea of getting points early, just collecting as many points as you can, especially in this first half. So either way.
Last scrimmage is 22. So that would be a 39-yard kick. And it's not like Wallace can't handle that. He's a very good kicker. We mentioned the fact that he's perfect on the season in PATs, and he's also made 3 of his 5 field goal attempts.
Talking to Coach Kaiser, I said, what would you be comfortable sending him out there with? He said, I'm comfortable with him from 45 yards out. After that, would depend on the wind and the game situation, but he believes he can kick a 39-yarder, and looks like they're going to send Wallace out.
And that is exactly what they're going to do.
Braveheart.
And the ball is on the left hash, which is a good thing for a left-footed kicker. And it will officially be an attempt of 39 yards. The holder is Jordan Ballin. The kick is on its way, and it hits the upright.
Wow.
It hits the upright square and bounces straight back. So he got a lot of leg into it, made really good contact, but it falls no good. And with that, we still have a 7-point ball game at 14-7 with 2:21 left here in the first.
I think the only thing – well, the clock didn't start for some reason. It's 2:21 when he kicked it, and it's still at 2:21. But I think the only thing prohibited them from going for it was 4th and 10. That was a long 10 yards.
The only reason it surprised me a little bit is because we've seen Coach Kaiser do exactly that so many times this year. Mm-hmm. But he knows his football team. Mercedes will start this drive from their 22. Michael Cisneros has gone all the way at quarterback. They'll give it off on the wide running play trying to outflank the defense. That's Miguel Jimenez, the senior, who has rushed for about 800 yards this year and has scored 8 rushing touchdowns. He gets about 2 on that first down carry. It'll be 2nd and 8. Clock moving with right at 2 minutes left here in period number 1.
Good job by Reha making that stop out there. Fought off a block. Oh, they snapped
Cisneros pulls it down, and he's going to get snowed under by about 5 blue jerseys.
He wasn't ready. He was talking, and the ball hit him right in the stomach.
Yeah,
and,
they're lucky they didn't turn that over.
Yeah, that was just kind of a busted play. Lucky, yeah, like you said, lucky they only lost 2 yards on that one.
Did lose a couple, so that's going to make it 3rd and 10 with the ball back at the 22-yard line. It's going to be a trick play. He's going to throw this, or he wants to anyway. That's Trevino. Throws it back the other way. Wow, that's an awful lot of work for what wound up being a very dangerous play. Nice job of diagnostics by the Charger defense because they weren't having any of that.
Well, you knew it was going to be different because they had 3 receivers to the right, and then they brought a 4th receiver, so now there's 4 men in that area. So they tried the little halfback option. It was going to go back to the quarterback, but the play just got busted up, and it's a big loss. Loss of 9 on that.
Tyrell Trevino is the punter for the Mercedes Tigers.
Only the 8th punt of the year for the Tigers, Paul.
Exactly right.
Uh-oh.
And this one gets a little adventurous as the snap is high. Trevino does a good job of pulling it down. It's going to end up being a very effective punt because it's going to roll all the way down inside the champion 40-yard line. And we'll keep it right here with 25 seconds remaining here in the first. And the Chargers now with the football and trying to add to their touchdown lead at 14-7.
A nice punt, 47 yards. They got a lot of roll on it. That's the danger when you let it bounce and roll and you don't try to fair catch it is if they get a good roll like they did there, that's going to pin you back a little bit further.
The Chargers do have a 51-yard touchdown pass to Griffin Jones, but would you say, Kerry, is this fair that otherwise they've had a little trouble syncing up the passing game so far?
Yep, a little bit.
Offside called against the defense, so that'll turn it into a 1st and 5 situation.
Yeah, the Mercedes, I said those linemen, they're jumping. You know, they're trying to get in there fast. They're trying to get read the cadence and get a good jump on him.
You mentioned the fact they are very aggressive. They're giving up less than 13 points a game, and we mentioned the fact they had 81 tackles for losses going into this one. 1st and 5 following the penalty, and that's Alex Rodriguez doing what he has done several times tonight, and that is getting to the 2nd and even the 3rd level of that Tiger defense, and that'll net a 1st down in Tiger territory at the 45-yard line.
Yep, and again, every running play is running between the tackles. They're not trying to go outside right now.
This will likely be the final play of the first quarter, and they will keep it on the ground, and it's a very worthwhile gain down around the 37-yard line, and we have reached the end of the first quarter. We played 12 minutes here in Boerne. Our score in round 1 of the playoffs, the Boerne champion Chargers 14, the Mercedes Tigers 7. Back with quarter number 2 in just a moment here on the Chargers Sports Network.
I'm Brian Benway, Boerne ISD Director of Communications, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Go Chargers!
Quarter number 2 in Boerne. And as we begin the second period, the Chargers with a 2nd and 2. Running play again. Alex Rodriguez again He's going to be stopped a little shy of first down yardage, but it'll be a 3rd and 1 situation.
Oh, I didn't think he got any forward progress. I thought
you know what? As they mark it, he got extremely little.
Yeah, he got none. I thought he got near the marker, but they're saying no, nothing.
3rd and a little more than 1. Tiger defense jumping around before the snap. Running play again.
Ooh.
Alex Rodriguez, and he was just this close to popping that one. But he gets the first down at the 32-yard line.
I tell you, Oscar Sanchez, the nose guard, grabbed his leg, and if he doesn't grab it, he's out in the wide. He's out in that second level, and it's a foot race.
Chargers quickly to the line of scrimmage. Against a 3-man front, Kaiser throws far side. Intended for Griffin Jones, ball a little overthrown. And again, I'm not being nitpicking, but because Kaiser is such an outstanding quarterback, but he is having a little bit of an accuracy issue right now by his standards because he's such an accurate quarterback. So it's 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. This time, the Chargers taking a little time off the play clock, which is now at 12. Kaiser will throw, has excellent protection. Now he'll step up in the pocket, keep it himself, and he'll get down inside the 30, down around the 27-yard line. And that's going to set up a 3rd and about 4 from there.
Good job of recognition by Kaiser, seeing there's nothing there. The Mercedes defense has covered the receivers well.
Both of these secondaries, I think, have been impressive. We did have the one breakdown by Mercedes on that 51-yard touchdown pass, but you can tell they've got really good athletes in that defensive secondary. On 3rd down, Kaiser throws near side. Ooh, incomplete, almost intercepted. That was intended for Cannon Brooks. Kind of bounced off his hands, and the Chargers are lucky that did not become about a 72-yard pick six.
Yeah, they were trying a little bubble screen their wide receiver screen to Brooks and kind of bounced around amongst the defenders there. Looks like they're going for it.
On 4th down, 4th and 4. 3 receivers to the near side. Kaiser takes the snap. Comes to the near side, throws it into the end zone. It is intended for Ryan Brandon, and we'll see if he gets the call. Did he get a foot down?
I don't know. I didn't see a signal.
We really haven't seen a signal yet. I do know this. We got the kicker coming on the field. So that was a touchdown pass, the 2nd of the night for Carson Kaiser, and his 21st of the season. And what an athletic play by senior receiver Ryan Brandon.
Yep, made the catch. It's kind of a jump ball. He went up and got it.
Here's the kick by Wallace, and on PATs, he remains perfect. So, once again, the Chargers have a 14-point lead, this time at 21-7. We've got 10-18 remaining before halftime. Back in a moment on the Chargers Sports Network. A good throw for sure by Carson Kaiser, but Ryan Brandon, one of the really outstanding receivers in this area, did a couple of great things. It was an amazing catch, and then maybe even more astounding was the fact that he was able to get a foot down in bounds. Nice job as Ryan Brandon hauls in his 12th touchdown reception of the season.
Yeah, and the back judge, he was on that back line, so he was right there, and a couple of Mercedes players went up to him like they didn't think he was in, but just got to get 1 foot in high school, so the official was right there, so there you go.
Chargers again with a 14-point lead. And here's the kick by Wallace, and it will go into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25.
That was an 8-play, 60-yard drive. Took 2:07 off the clock.
You know, once again, going over some of these numbers for the Mercedes offense on the year, they have really been impressive, and they keep track of pancake blocks. And on the season, they have 156 pancake blocks. That's more pancakes than IHOP. From the 25, following the touchback, the quarterback, Cisneros, goes to the far side, throws it that direction, has a completion and a gain of 7 or 8 yards out around the 34-yard line.
Well, Champion's giving them a little bit, that little short stuff underneath, but, you know, they're going to have to stretch the field at some point.
2nd and 2, 3-man defensive front for the Chargers. Cisneros pulls it down. Now he comes to the near side, got a man wide open. This is a big completion and a first down into Charger territory. Going to get down to about the 40-yard line. That's Joseph Rocha on the reception, and he was left wide open.
Yep, not sure what happened on the coverage there, but I thought Rocha, if he'd have just kept running, he had a better shot, but he tried to make a move there, and he allowed the defense to come tackle him.
But he's got the first at the Charger 40-yard line. 3-man defensive front for Boerne Champion. Screen coming near side. That's Miguel Jimenez on the reception, and he gets maybe a yard and a bruise.
Yeah, he got crunched. Jacob Gresham, first Charger there, wrapped him up, didn't let him get anywhere. A couple other Chargers came and crunched him.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Clock moving, 9:09 showing before halftime.
And, you know, when that play happened, it looked like he was going to have some room, but Gresham closed in on it nicely.
Empty set, 3 receivers to the far side. Cisneros wants to throw that direction. Throws right side, deep ball, and overthrows his intended receiver, who did have a step on his man. That was intended for Ram Ayala.
Yep, he had him open, just overshot him that time. He ran a little misdirection, ran a receiver off to the side, and he kind of drew in that one receiver, drew in the safety. That's why there was no safety help on that play.
Yeah, it was kind of a slick play there because, as you said, they had the trips receivers to the far side, and they sent the middle guy in motion toward the sideline, and that was one of the reasons that it created an opening.
He was
3rd and 9.
He was the eye candy.
Yeah, he was.
He drew everybody in.
Blitz coming. Cisneros stands in as they pick up the blitz. He wants to run, got heavy pressure, got a man open on the far sideline. It's complete for a first down around the 23-yard line, and that was excellent field awareness by the quarterback, Michael Cisneros. Really a nice job of keeping that play alive.
Yeah, great job by Cisneros. It looked like he's going to get sacked. He somehow got out of it, kind of fought his way out of it, and found a man wide open. That was good recognition, like you said.
First down at the 24-yard line. Tigers quickly to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers to the near side. They'll try to set the screen to the far side, and now we've got some bad blood going on over there as the intended receiver, Miguel Jimenez, dropped the ball, then took a little love pat after that. Kind of took exception to it.
Didn't like it, but that was Holtorf, but he held up. Holtorf held off once he saw the ball was on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. Showed a lot of composure there. Okay, after the incompletion, 2nd and 10. Once again, the Tigers with 3 receivers to the near side from the empty set. Cisneros wants to throw. That's a nicely designed play, and that's a completion to Tyrell Trevino. You got to really love the play design there as they had the empty set and then found a way to get this guy back into the middle of the field. That was a nice job against that zone defense.
And Rocha was kind of the decoy on that one. He kind of dropped back like it was going to be a trick play or something, and he drew in coverage that time.
No surprise they're moving the ball. They've done it all year long. Now 1st and goal inside the 10. Jet sweep, far side. That's Trevino heading for the pylon. We're awaiting a signal, and there it is. He gets it on the board. Tyrell Trevino on the jet sweep with a very determined run from about 7 yards out. And once more, we've got a 1-touchdown game. It's 21-13 right now, and we're still awaiting the PAT. So every time you think that maybe the Chargers have the Tigers on the ropes, they counterpunch. This is good stuff.
And they like that jet sweep. They've scored 2 of those.
Kick is on its way, high, end over end, and right down the middle. Fun football game as we begin the 2021 playoffs. 7:56 remaining in the first half. Our score, Boerne Champion 21, the Mercedes Tigers 14. Back in a moment on the Charger Sports Network. Really a nice job there by the Mercedes Tigers offense and by their play caller and offensive coordinator, Raul Reyes. He clearly had Boerne Champion kind of back on their heels there. It was a nice job.
Yeah, they made some nice play calls, like you said, just kind of sending guys in motion, kind of being decoys. They were drawing people in, and they were able to hit some stuff deep, and that time they go 75 yards in 8 plays, took them 222, and they had a 3rd and 9. That was a big key. Cisneros broke that tackle, looked like he's going to get sacked, and gets the first down for him.
So Diego Hernandez, who just added that PAT, will kick it off for Mercedes. He's got a strong leg. High end over end kick, going to be taken on the far side back at the 1-yard line.
Look out.
And look at this. This could be coast to coast. He's got one man to beat. He's got to beat the kicker. He does so. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you Ryan Brandon.
Well, they kept the kicker back as the safety.
That wasn't even a fair fight.
Yeah, well, when a foot race is your last line of defense and you got Ryan Brandon in one side of it, yeah, it's not a fair fight.
Did not take long at all. He'll be doing some of that stuff on the track come springtime.
Yep, and with a center field for the Charger baseball team.
Will Wallace on for the PAT. He's a left-footed kicker. Got it on its way, and that was a very important statement there by the Boerne Champion Chargers, as once again they extend their lead to 14 points. That's the 3rd time so far in the first half that they've enjoyed a 14-point lead. 7:39 remaining before halftime, and we'll keep it right here. That was obviously well blocked, but also Ryan Brandon. I mean, the guy he got a couple of things. He's got absolute turbojets, but he is such an aware runner, does a good job of setting blockers up with his eyes, and when he sees a hole and an opening, he just floors it.
Yeah, and then, like I said, the kicker was back. He came over, and he just kind of gave him a little juke move, and that was it. And that was at about the 40, and well, this has been like a boxing match where they're just kind of trading punches right now. Chargers have landed more, but Mercedes isn't going anywhere, and Chargers aren't going to, back down either. So it'll be interesting now to see if Mercedes kicks off now deep like that to Brandon, or if they're just going to pooch kick it or kick it to the other side of the field. Let's see how they play it going forward after they've been burned like that.
We'll await the official yardage on the kickoff return, but I had it at 99.
Yeah, I had 100, so yeah, right in there. Close enough.
A long way.
Yeah.
It was. How long was it? It was a long way.
I'm not going to squabble over 1 yard.
Will Wallace set to kick it off. That's a pretty good poke itself. Carried down inside the 5-yard line. Returner reverses his field, goes to the far sideline, and turns out that he gets a pretty decent return out to the 31-yard line. So you had to admire the effort there by the kickoff returner, Austin Davila.
Yeah, they don't mind returning kickoffs. They've returned a couple of them so far.
Beautiful playoff Friday night here in Boerne. Delighted that you're with us. Hope you're enjoying this. Been kind of a memorable 2021 season, and the playoffs just now getting started. The idea is to still be playing about a month from now. Line of scrimmage, the 32. Michael Cisneros, who's done a nice job at quarterback for the Mercedes Tigers tonight. Cisneros tries that slant. It was a play that he threw very successfully earlier, but this time he overthrows his intended receiver, Joseph Rocha. Second and 10. Clock stopped with 7:23 left in the second.
Good coverage. Connor Holtorf, Sawyer Boley around the receiver.
Empty set. Trips to the near side. Now they show that motion on the trip side again. Cisneros under heavy pressure. Gets away for now. Makes a nice move. Man, that's a Houdini move there. Cisneros takes what looked like a certain loss and turns it into a big gain and a first down. And there was a collision on the sideline there, but you got to like the athleticism and the niftiness shown by the quarterback, Michael Cisneros.
Oh yeah, he's made some great moves, and there's just on that play, it looked like the Chargers had him 2 or 3 different times, and he gets out of it. He's quick-footed, that's for sure.
He's a good runner. Came into the game averaging 6.5 yards per carry.
It should have been a loss, but not.
From the 47, Cisneros will keep it. Tries to turn the corner, can't. And that was a nice defensive play by Connor Holtorf.
Yeah, it looked like Cisneros was looking downfield instead of tucking and running. It looked like when he was past the line of scrimmage, he was still looking downfield and didn't really put his head down and run it.
Good defensive discipline, though, by the entire Charger defensive unit.
I know there was some Charger coaches wanting a hold on one of the linemen there, Mercedes.
Gain of 2 out to the 49-yard line. Cisneros looks near side, throws incomplete, misses his intended receiver, Miguel Jimenez.
I tell you, Cisneros is a very good passer, but he's a dangerous runner. I'd run him a little bit more. Not a big kid.
He's been very impressive.
Yeah, he's
and he is not contact shy or averse at all.
Very, very elusive in the pocket.
3rd and 8 from the 49. A drive that started back at the 32-yard line.
Oh, there was a little flinch. No call.
Cisneros throws deep, far side. His receiver has a step, and is that reception made?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He pulls it in. They'll mark it at about the 16 or 17-yard line. Tyrell Trevino is the guy that hauled that in. That was nice.
Well, Caraway was on him. A flag came out, and I think they were going to call a hold. But obviously they're going to decline that and take the reception.
Good throw and a good job of creating a little bit of separation by Tyrell Trevino.
36-yard pass.
On 1st down. As you say, a little eye candy. They run it inside the middle, trying to get the corner back to the near side. And Miguel Jimenez is tripped up, but still a nice play by this Mercedes Tigers offense that has really responded every time they've been challenged.
And Kenneth Simmons with the shoestring tackle. And that time they ran Trevino in motion like a jet sweep, which they've handed off to him twice at the goal line, and he scored, so he kind of drew a lot of attention. 2nd
and 3 from the 8. Again, it's kind of a shovel pass. They take it to the far side. That's Joseph Rocha on what I guess will officially be a reception.
Yep. And that's going to be a 1st down, I believe.
Really close there at the 3-yard line. And it is, so it'll be 1st and goal from there. Clock moving again with 5:20 showing. Tigers trail by 2 touchdowns at 28-14. Motion across the formation. Cisneros going to keep it all the way. We mentioned the fact that he's a big, strong runner and a good one. he gets it into the end zone as a runner for the 10th time this year. They just won't go away.
No, and they're not going to go away. So, and that's something that Coach Kaiser said. He said, we better be – they're not going to make that long drive just to come for a vacation. He said, they're coming to try to win the ball game. He said, we better be prepared.
So they get the long completion to Tyrell Trevino, and then from there, the quarterback Cisneros gets it into the end zone. PAT is on its way, and he misses for only the second time this year, and that could be significant because that means we still have an 8-point margin at 28-20 with 5:06 remaining in quarter number 2. Back with the kickoff in just a moment here on the Chargers Sports Network.
I'm Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
We had heard a lot about Mercedes Tigers quarterback Michael Cisneros, and now, Kerry, we know what all the hubbub was about.
He's good. He's good. And I've been impressed with his ability to escape being sacked. There's several times they've had him, it looked like, and he's been able to escape, like you said, Houdini act. And that time he caps that drive, 8 plays, 68 yards, took 2:22 off the clock. And like you said, these Tigers aren't going away.
Missed extra point, though, and that can loom
Onside.
large. But look, an onside kick attempt. Probably timed pretty well. I mean, I kind of liked the call, but you knew that the Boerne champion return team, and particularly those guys on the front line, were aware of that, and it was a really nice job of responding there. Let's see. Who was that on the recovery? I'm thinking that looked like it was Ethan Thornton.
Yeah, I missed it, but, good job of awareness. And what kind of gave it away is they had everybody bunched up. They hadn't spread out from –
But you know what? They've done that on all their kickoffs.
Yeah.
Option play this time as Kaiser will pitch it to Alex Rodriguez. He's got a nice gain on first down into Tiger territory at about the 47-yard line.
That time they go outside with Rodriguez. Usually they try to go up the middle with him.
2nd and 4. Running play. Alex Rodriguez stays on his feet and then gives it to the safety, and he'll have a first down inside the 40 at around the 38-yard line.
There's a flag, though, an area of holding.
Been a pretty clean game.
Yeah, so far, yeah, but that one comes out at the 45, which is where all the linemen are. Yeah, that was a hold.
Is, in fact, a holding call. And that's going to move the ball back in to Charger territory.
About the 43 or so.
That's where they'll put it down. So it'll still be 2nd down, but this time 2nd and 13. Kaiser comes to the near side, zone read keep, limp legs one defender and gets right to midfield. And it's going to be a 3rd and long situation for the Chargers. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
And they may be in 2-down or 4-down territory here. If they don't get it on 3rd down, depending on what happens in this play, they may go for it on 4th down.
From midfield, the 3rd down play. Kaiser stands in, throws. That's a pick. The defender stepped right into the passing lane. That was a nice play there by the linebacker, Jaden Gonzalez, his 2nd INT of the season. And we always hear this, the quarterback never saw that guy. Kerry, I'll guarantee you, he never saw that guy.
Yeah, he never did. And receiver was open. Gonzalez was off to the side. He read Kaiser's eyes. He saw it. He stepped right in front.
So Kaiser throws only his 4th pick of the year.
I tell you, if Mercedes scores here, it's going to be interesting.
They can counterpunch. 3 times they've trailed by 14 points. They've always responded. They're within 8 now at 28-20 with 3:54 left in the first half. Cisneros, play fake, keep. Got a gain of about 2.
Oh, the flag comes out real
Yeah,
late.
the Mercedes fans on the far side are ratcheted up about something there.
But it came out really late, so was the official enticed to throw it because the crowd was responding, or did he actually see it?
Face mask. I like your question, though.
Well, he didn't throw it initially. It was after the play was done and they made a fuss. He threw it.
Personal foul.
Yep.
15-yard walk-off, so that'll move it to the 32-yard line. We knew this was going to be fun, and it has lived up to its billing.
You got 9-1 and 8-2 going at it, so you didn't expect anything less.
On first down, Cisneros takes a high snap, now throws near side. Got a man complete inside the 25, inside the 20. And that was a nice job of execution by Joseph Rocha, who made a nice hands catch and then a couple of nifty moves.
Yep, and Rocha just kind of came back. He went in motion. He just kind of stayed behind the line, and then defense kind of backed off, so they gave him some cushion, and that's why Cisneros threw it to him.
First down at the 20-yard line. Swing pass, far side. And the receiver, Miguel Jimenez, tucks it up with a tough move there, and he got a nice gain on first down.
Well, Charger ended up with the ball, but Gresham, they're saying no, he was down.
Well, we have really enjoyed watching senior linebacker Jacob Gresham play this year.
Another one of those baseball players.
Second and just under 5. Running play coming near side. And down inside the 10, down around the 6-yard line. And now that offensive line for Mercedes is really starting to get into a rhythm as they'll mark the ball at the 5. Clock moving. 2:17 here in the second. Motion across the formation. The quarterback, Cisneros, will keep the ball, get inside the 5, down to about the 4 as we hit the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 2.
Good job by Cole Kennedy, just kind of filling up that gap, not leaving room for Cisneros to run.
Well, you know the Mercedes coaching staff has to be thinking about this. If they get the touchdown here, do they chase the point or just kind of let it slide for now?
I think Mercedes is going to call a timeout.
You really get the feeling this is a critical time in this ball game, and that was a real momentum changer on the interception moments ago.
Yeah, it really was. And you think about that run by Rodriguez. He got him a first down, and that came back, and it made it, 2nd and 14. So that kind of put him in a passing down, and then that's when the interception happened.
Yeah, it was a big play by Mercedes senior linebacker Jaden Gonzalez, who really read the eyes of Charger quarterback Carson Kaiser. Before the game started, we were talking about the offensive balance that Mercedes has. I mean, they get a lot of yards a game, and it's almost perfectly evenly divided between the run and the pass.
Yeah, they've got a good running back, obviously, Trevino, who scored a couple of touchdowns, but their quarterback's obviously a very good running back as well.
Second and goal from just inside the 5. Cisneros, the quarterback. Charger fans getting excited here on the near sides. Thrown into the end zone, and the ball came out. It was a pretty good throw. Looked like the receiver had a chance to get his foot down in bounds, but he couldn't quite come up with it. It was intended for Tyrell Trevino.
Yeah, it looked like once he went down, the ball just kind of came loose, and I don't know, they're talking to the official for some reason, but that was a nice pump fake by Cisneros. He kind of pumped it, and he kind of got the defense off track.
Well, and that enabled the receiver to slip inside the coverage. Receiver just couldn't quite come up with the ball. All right, here we go. 3rd and goal from the 5. 3 receivers to the near side. Ball on the near hash. Jet sweep pitch to Tyrell Trevino. Really cracked at about the 3-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, I tell you, Cole Reha read that well. He was fighting off a block, trying to set the edge. He kind of flung him off him, and then he made the tackle. Brendan Holland also in there, but Reha's the one that initiated the contact. So what do you do here, 4th and goal? You go for it, or you kick a field goal and take points?
Well, and of course, then you would get within 5 points. Right. So that's kind of a significant margin there, and they do have an excellent kicker, despite the fact that he did miss a PAT earlier tonight.
I think they're going to talk about it.
Well, they will, and the guy that's going to make the decision is the Mercedes head coach, Roger Adami, and we do have a timeout on the field, and we'll take a brief break as well with 29 seconds remaining in the second quarter, and Boerne Champion leading Mercedes 28-20. Back in just a moment on the Charger Sports Network.
I'm Stan Leach, Boerne ISD Athletic Director, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network.
They've got the kicker on the field. That's Diego Hernandez. And if he puts this one through, and if in fact it is a field goal attempt, he would get them within 5 at 28-23, and that is significant. And it would kind of make up for that missed PAT earlier. Whoa. High snap, and we've got a whistle.
They weren't ready. Kaiser called. I think Coach Kaiser called.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah, the timeout will be charged to Champion. And you know that they're checking everything there, because we were talking during the break, and the first thing you said was, if they kick it.
Yeah.
So obviously Coach Keith Kaiser wants everybody on his special team there aware of that.
And then Blaine Ellis, defensive coordinator, he's out there talking to him right now. Coach Kaiser, he lets his assistants, he lets them make decisions, coach. He's not even in that huddle right now. It's the defensive coaches with Blaine Ellis in there. Coach Ford, Coach Crum in there as well.
So if he kicks it, Diego Hernandez, who has missed an extra point, but on the year he's perfect on field goals. Ball down cleanly on its way, and there was never a doubt. And if you're into football math, this gets interesting now, because it's a 5-point game at 28-23 and 21 seconds left in the first half. And because we took a break a moment ago, we'll just keep it right here. You really sometimes don't hear a lot about teams from the Valley. Just don't get a lot of publicity around here, and there is a wide disparity in the quality of teams in the Valley. But there is no doubt that this Mercedes team is absolutely for real. I mean, they've gone toe-to-toe with the Chargers tonight, and you really got not only their resiliency, but their creativity. Their offense has a very, very intelligent design. Yeah,
great play calling. They do a lot of misdirection. They get guys going in motion and then try to draw you in one way, and then they mix in the run. That time, I thought that was a good stop by the Charger defense, because they ran at Trevino that time on that jet sweep. They scored on that play twice, and that time the Chargers shut it off. So in a way, it was kind of a little victory for the Charger defense, in the sense that they held them to a field goal and have the lead. Should have the lead going into halftime, only 21 seconds.
Well, when it comes to Mercedes, color me impressed. They're doing a nice job. Here's the kickoff. Going to be taken on the run by Ryan Brandon. And he had a 99-yarder earlier, much shorter this time. Nice job in coverage by Mercedes. And we'll see what Boerne Champion tries to do with the final 14 seconds of the first half.
Yeah, I'm surprised they kicked off to Brandon, but they did. And that drive by Mercedes, 7 plays, 44 yards, took 3:33. They've scored 3 times in this second quarter, 2 touchdowns and then that field goal.
And remember, that scoring drive was set up by the interception.
17-point quarter for the Tigers. Very good quarter.
Three-man defensive front for Mercedes. Running play, Alex Rodriguez. It'll probably clear for the first down. It'll stop the clock with 7 seconds left.
Well, the Chargers burned their timeout there. So maybe,
well, what do you think?
Well, maybe
throw it up?
That or try a trick play or something. If I'm Mercedes, I'm having a couple guys back, 20, 30 yards off the line of scrimmage.
No doubt. Good ball game.
Oh, yeah.
On 3 different occasions, the Chargers have led by 14 points. And every time that they've been on the ropes, Mercedes has counterpunched, and now we're down to a 5-point margin at 28-23 on what will likely be the final play of the first half.
And it kind of felt like Mercedes got some pretty good momentum in that second quarter. Brandon had the touchdown, the 27-yard pass from Kaiser to start the quarter, but then the offense hasn't scored since. Now Brandon did have that kickoff return in there to give them their points, their 28 points. But and the thing for the Chargers too, they have never trailed in this game. They've had the lead the whole time. Mercedes played from behind all game.
Mercedes defense with 3 guys 35 yards off the ball. Running play to Alex Rodriguez, kind of academic at this point. It'll stop briefly with 2 seconds left while they move the chains, but that will almost certainly be the final play of the half.
Yeah, so maybe now do you try a Hail Mary? Why not?
You got a little field position now because now you got a situation where you could almost get the ball to the goal line. But on the other hand,
well, that's
Coach Keith Kaiser says, okay, we'll just let that go at that. We have had a fun and exciting first half. We played 24 minutes here in round 1 of the playoffs in Boerne, and our score, the Boerne Champion Chargers 28, the Mercedes Tigers 23 at halftime. We thank you for being with us here on the Charger Sports Network.
I'm Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1.
Director is Ms. Ashley Pig, and Assistant Director is Mr. Jorge Garcia. Commanders and trainers are Cassidy Mora, Valerie McLean, Maribel Romero, Thomas Mullen, and Kayla Weaver. And now, taking the field with the award-winning 32nd Charger Band. The band is under the direction of Jason Young, and assisted by Matt Hill, Ryan Gregory, Daniel Gonzalez, Chelsea Martinez, and David Giselle. The Charger Band appreciates the incredible support of the ISD Coordinator of Fine Arts, Mr. Ken Peach, Champion High School Principal, Mr. Bill Daniels, the ISD Superintendent, Dr. Thomas Price, the ISD School Board, and our Champion Chargers Band Booster Organization. A special thanks to our sponsors and Sarah GMC, Snyder Engineering, and Legacy Broker Group. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Jacqueline Navarez, Rachel Ecker, Austin Skiba, and Lauren Woodall. The CHS section of the game is the one and only Low Crew. The CHS band member of the game is Brian Davis. The CHS band person of the game is Alex Durkin. The Champion Charger Band would like to thank our United States military veterans for their service to our country. Thank you for protecting our freedom. We dedicate this performance to all our veterans. Ladies and gentlemen, the Champion Charger Band.
Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
Champion High School! 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
I'm Stan Leach, Boerne ISD Athletic Director, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Boerne Beat, sponsored by PBK Architects, where we feature the top stories from around Boerne ISD. The champion high school welding students presented 9/11 memorial signs to Kendall County first responders, as well as elected officials and Boerne ISD administration. The students designed and created the metal signs to honor those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. A job well done. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. The Boerne High School Gold Out Games were a huge success. BHS sold all of their Gold Out t-shirts and had to order more. The Greyhounds played the game in honor of Reed Neal and raised money for pediatric cancer research. A special shout out goes to our student volunteers who did a great job making this the best Gold Out ever. The Fabra Elementary School All-Pro Dads held their first meeting of the school year recently. All-Pro Dads is a wonderful program that helps parents interact and teach their children positive character traits, such as confidence, integrity, and kindness. This is a fantastic program. Champion high school senior Sabrina Kelly completed the first draft of her full-length novel. Sabrina will now work on refining the novel, as well as complete the second draft and outline the sequel. We can't wait to read it. Congratulations. The Boerne ISD Student Advisory Council held their first meeting this week with Superintendent Dr. Thomas Price. The council is comprised of student leaders from Boerne and Champion High School. The group discussed Boerne ISD's long-range plan and more at the meeting. Champion High School will hold their 2021 homecoming parade on Monday night in downtown Boerne at 6 p.m. There will be a full road closure on the parade route starting at 6 p.m. And now, here are the photos of the week from across Boerne ISD. Those are just some of the highlights from around Boerne ISD this week. Be sure to follow our social media pages for much more information. Thank you as always for watching, and have a great weekend.
Hi everybody, we're here to surprise the 10,000th student in BISD. Let's go get them.
So I have a pretty big surprise to share. So as you know, our district's getting bigger, and here at Fair Oaks Ranch Elementary, our campus enrolled the 10,000th family last week, the DePablo family.
Congratulations on being the 10,000th student in Boerne ISD history.
I'm Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1.
I'm Stan Leach, Boerne ISD Athletic Director, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network.
Welcome back to Boerne ISD Stadium, round one of the 2021 Class 5A Division II playoffs. This has been everything that was advertised. What a fun first half we've had between the Boerne champion Chargers and the Tigers from Mercedes down in the Valley. I'm Paul Alexander, delighted to be working with my partner, Kerry Barbosa. And Kerry, in the first 24 minutes, we've seen a little bit of everything. Yeah. We've seen circus catches, long bombs. We've seen a 99-yard kickoff return. We've seen spectacular at times quarterback play, some very, very tough running, and then a key sequence toward the end of the second quarter. Just once again, when you think Boerne champion might be in position to take control of this, they threw an interception. Mercedes turned it into a late field goal, and right now they're within 5 at 28-23 after, on 3 different occasions, trailing by 14 points. And Mercedes gets the ball to start the second half here. And, Kerry, it would be very interesting to see what happens and how everybody responds if Mercedes takes the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and like you said, they do get the second half kickoff. So if they do score, that would make it 29. And so the book says you go for 2, so then that's them kind of chasing that missed extra point from the first half to get a 3-point lead. So
it absolutely would be, but even without a conversion, if they score a touchdown, they would be in position to take the lead for the first time tonight after 3 times rallying from 14 down, and that could be a momentum changer. We've seen a couple of momentum changers. That 99-yard kickoff return by Ryan Brandon was one, and then the late interception in the second quarter, that by Mercedes linebacker Jaden Gonzalez. That was a key play as well. They take it down, they get the 3 points, and we got a 5-point game at 28-23.
Yeah, those were the two biggest plays, I think, of the first half, is that interception and then that kickoff return. And interesting, after the Brandon 99-yard kickoff return, they kicked to him. They kicked off to him.
They did
the next time. So they apparently they're not afraid of him. So
and they did a good job of covering that on that occasion.
They did.
By the way, I want to mention really wonderful performances by both the Boerne Champion Band and the Mercedes Band at halftime.
They were great.
Will Wallace set to kick it off for the Chargers. And he's had a little trouble keeping it between the ditches tonight as this one goes out of bounds as well.
Kind of hooked that one as well. That's twice he's done that. So Mercedes, the first time, didn't make him re-kick.
They took it at the 30.
Yep, so it looks like that's what they're going to do here.
Well, we've had the pleasure of seeing the really outstanding Boerne Champion quarterback, Carson Kaiser, multiple times, but this is the first time you and I have laid eyes on Mercedes quarterback Michael Cisneros, and he is quite an athlete.
I've been impressed with his ability to not get sacked.
Very elusive, very strong. From the 30, Cisneros to the far side. They throw it into the gap in cover 2 between the corner and the safety. Can't quite make connections. So a quick incompletion. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, halftime is usually about adjustments. What adjustments are you going to make both sides of the ball on both teams? Let's see what adjustments they make.
Cisneros, the quarterback, looks to the sideline to get the play call from offensive coordinator Paul Reyes. 2nd and 10. They motion to doubles on the near side. Cisneros has time initially, now comes to the near side. He'll just lay it off at about the 33-yard line. That's Miguel Jimenez on the catch and does some tough running after the catch. Is going to have a first down out at the Mercedes 42.
12-yard pass, and that time Trevino, they just kind of run that man in motion. He just kind of stays there, and when the other receiver's going out, he's drawing both men, and they're leaving him everything short.
Love the design of their offense. They mark it at the 41, actually, so it's an 11-yard game, but it's a first down. Cisneros from an empty set. Looks to the far side, pulls it down, now pulls the trigger, and they leak a receiver into that area, that gap on the far side late, and there's a lot going, there are a lot of moving parts in this offense. That's very impressive as they get the completion to Joseph Rocha. And Rocha read the coverage, and when Cisneros floated it that way, he then, at that point, floored it up the sideline and was just in a wide open gap. Cisneros, again, eludes a tackler. Tough running inside the 40 down to about the 39 and about 2 yards away from another first down.
Well, that time right there, Tanner Lee shoots the gap. He's got Cisneros, but he's somehow able to get away, and he gets a 7-yard gain out of it.
They'll mark it at the 40. Clock running just underway in the third quarter with 10:51 left. And Boerne Champion hanging on to a tenuous 5-point lead at 28-23. 2 receivers to the near side. And it's a balanced formation. They also have twins to the far side. Running play, first down, inside the 35, down around the 31. And again, you continue to be impressed with the design of this Mercedes Tigers offense.
There was a flag came out to 31.
It's going to be a hold. So that will negate the first down carry.
Well, and you know that was a good timed call right there by Mercedes, even though that's going to come back. But they've been passing. So what does that do? That backs everybody up. You go underneath with that run. And that would have been a nice run for them, a good first down gain. But
yeah, they've got this champion defense on their heels a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so after the carry and then the hold from the spot of the foul, it winds up being 2nd and 5 from the 42-yard line. Again, 3 receivers to the near side. Chargers in a three-man defensive front. They rush three. Cisneros throws near side. Man wide open, complete. 35-yard line down to about the 34. And on the reception, that's Ram Ayala, the junior receiver, who's caught 4 touchdown passes on the year.
Well, and it seems like on the pass plays, they send a lot of guys deep, but they'll keep a guy or two kind of like a safety valve along the sideline.
And then they let him read.
Yeah. And they throw it to him a lot.
First down from the 35. Cisneros running all the way, floors it. He's going to move the 6 again. Takes a little bit of a pop there on the far sideline. Nothing illegal. And it results in a 12-yard gain and another Mercedes Tigers first down.
The fourth first down of this drive. And that time Cisneros just got outside. Nothing there to contain him, so he just took off and ran.
Trips to the wide side of the field. Now they send a man in motion. Back to the short side. They'll throw it into the end zone. And we've got pretty good competition going on there, about 4 yards deep in the end zone. The pass is broken up. It falls incomplete. But once again, you can tell that this play caller for Mercedes, their offensive coordinator, Paul Reyes, he's in a very nice rhythm right now.
Yeah, Caraway out there in coverage. It's always good to take a shot downfield, just see what they got.
Line of scrimmage, the 24, it's 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the far side. 3-man defensive front. Cisneros throws it far side. That's a nice hands catch. And that's going to be another first down. Joseph Rocha with a very nice adjustment on that reception.
Going to be a little short. He hit the ground. He rolled 2 or 3 yards, but the roll don't count.
Yeah, okay, so it's not going to be a first down. It'll be 3rd and short with the ball down around the 15-yard line.
They're probably in 2-down territory, I would think.
Cisneros on the keep, puts his head down, keeps his legs driving. This time he does have a first down as they'll move the chains. Clock stopped briefly with 8:57 to go here in the third quarter. Now they wind it, and Mercedes in position to perhaps take the lead for the first time tonight after 3 times trailing by 14. On first down, running play coming near side. They'll mark it at about the 7. So it's going to be 2nd and about 4 from there. Jet sweep again. And this is Tyrell Trevino. And he's going for the forward stake and gets a pretty resounding pop over there. Good pursuit by the Charger defense, setting up a 3rd down situation.
Well, that's the play they've scored on a couple times. And Champion has done well defending it since that 2nd touchdown. They've extended the field out and have set the edge and not let him turn upfield.
Big 3rd down here. With the ball at the 5. Running play off left guard. Heading toward the goal line and into the end zone goes Miguel Jimenez. And with 7:48 left in the 3rd, Mercedes takes the lead for the first time tonight.
I don't know. Well, I don't know if they marked
it. Or did they say he didn't get in, or is there a penalty?
That's a penalty. I think it's going to be a hold.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's significant to say the least.
Yeah. Ball was marked at the 1, so I think he might have been short anyway, but it would have been a first down. It would have been 1st and goal. But that hold's going to back him up. So 2 run plays, 2 holding penalties.
You know, from our vantage point here, and we're not working with a monitor, it looked like he got into the end zone, but perhaps his knee hit shy of that.
The Boo Birds are out.
All right, so no touchdown, obviously, and the penalty will move the ball back outside the 10-yard line at about the 11. Cisneros will operate from an empty set. They motion a man to the near side of the field. Cisneros comes to that side. Now looks like Fran Tarkenton scrambling around. And as elusive as he's been tonight, as many times he's gotten away, he did not get away this time. That is a big sack by the Charger defense.
Yeah, Carson Schwartz in there, and it looked like he was going to get away. But one of the defenders stayed home on that opposite side, and that forced him back to where all the help was for the Chargers.
Nice stand by the Charger defense, aided by that penalty. And it appears that we're going to have a field goal attempt by Mercedes. Kicker is Diego Hernandez, who's been a very effective kicker this year. That's going to be a long one because they'll put it down at the 31. That makes this a 41-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is on its way, and he hooked it. Pulled it to the left. So after appearing for a second to have taken the lead for the first time tonight, Mercedes comes up empty on that. And we still have the Boerne champion Chargers leading by 5 at 28-23.
Kind of a blow to the Mercedes team right there. 13-play drive. You move it from the 30 all the way down to the 5. It looks like you might have scored, and then you get backed up and get sacked and then miss the field goal.
Yeah, they took the second half kickoff from their 30-yard line with a chance to take the lead and just didn't get it done. On first down, Alex Rodriguez absolutely gets it done as he's got a gain of about 12 and a first down out at about the 38-yard line.
Well, you wonder if Mercedes is a little deflated.
Kaiser throws near side. It's complete to Cannon Brooks. And I've really been impressed with him this year in terms of what a runner he is after the catch. He is a very aggressive runner.
Well, champion offense, they've scored 2 touchdowns in each quarter. Well, I had a kickoff return, but they've been able to score 14 and 14 in the 2 quarters.
Ball marked squarely at midfield. Kaiser, option pitch, a little bit behind Alex Rodriguez, who nevertheless does a good job of controlling the football and actually getting a 5-yard gain.
That was pretty impressive. He had to reach back and stop, and then had to reboot his momentum and gets 5 yards out of it, like you said. Good adjustment.
So the ball now in Tiger territory at the 45. Kaiser just throw it to the far side. That's Cannon Brooks again, and he disappears from the first defender, and he's got another first down around the Mercedes 30-yard line, but we do have a flag.
Yeah, came out when Brooks got into that open field. It's going to be a hold. And that came out way back there from the back judge.
You know, we didn't have a lot of penalties in the first half, but already here in the third quarter, we've had a couple of really significant ones.
Yeah, and Mercedes had 2 that really hurt them, especially that last one where it looked like a touchdown or at least a first and goal at the 1. That backed them up.
Penalty will move the ball all the way back to the Charger 45, where it'll be second and almost a full 15. Kaiser initially with time. Now he's got pressure up the middle. He'll float to the far side. Still got his eyes downfield. Trying to get the pass away, and instead is going to get snowed under and sacked back at about the 37-yard line. And you're right, that ball may have come loose.
Flag came out. I wonder if he got hit in the head. Kaiser looked like he might have taken a shot to the head, but let's see. But if it's a sack, that's a big loss.
Let's see what the call is. Kaiser kind of ducked his head a little bit, and there was a little bit of a clothesline effect up around the helmet, and you wonder if maybe.
No.
It's the same. There's no foul on the play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But it still is a loss because they were at the 45.
So it's a sack, right?
Yeah. So now they're back to the 38.
All the way back to the 38.
So third and 22.
And they have to get all the way to the Mercedes 40 for a first down. Little counter play. Modest yardage out to the 45.
Well,
and this will be a 4th down situation.
He basically got the sack yardage back is what he got. So
going to have to punt it.
Yeah, 4th and 15.
The quarterback, Carson Kaiser, is the champion punter, and we were watching him in warm-ups before the game, and I mean, he was booming them.
He was booming them, yeah.
Well, he doesn't get a real tired leg because they don't punt very often.
Yeah, well, this is their first punt of the game.
It is.
Each team with 1 punt. Well, if champion punts here, it will be their first.
Well, this is 4th and 14. So Kaiser will get the punt away, and it is a high punt. And you can tell that Mercedes wasn't convinced that he was going to punt the football, so they played that one safe. But nevertheless, the Tigers are going to get the football out at their 27-yard line, still trailing by 5 at 28-23 with a little more than 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you mentioned penalties. Penalties killed that Mercedes drive. Champions gets a 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. They get a penalty. They back up, end up all the way back at their own 38. So that penalty killed that drive as well.
Yep, flags a much bigger factor here in the second half than they were in the first. 1st down from the 27. Cisneros from an empty set. 3-man defensive front. Cisneros steps up, throws far side, got a man, complete. Driving for 1st down yardage and apparently has it up at about the 39-yard line. And on the reception, that's Tyrell Trevino.
Mark him about a yard short, but big 9-yard gain on that one.
From the 36. Running play, far side. He's going to be stopped short. Ball carrier Miguel Jimenez met by the right side of the Charger defense.
Yeah, it looked like he had room. It looked like Jimenez was going to have some room, but Holtorf came and cut that play off. Dropped him for a loss, actually.
3rd and 2 from the 35. Chargers bring some pressure, but they read the blitz. They do the easy pitch and catch, and they've got the 1st down out at the 42-yard line. Nice job of communication between quarterback and receiver.
Yep, that was a big cushion right there. They only needed 2 yards.
1st down from the 42. Cisneros, far side, gets hit by 3 defenders, one of whom was linebacker Connor Holtorf coming up quickly.
Yep, and that's when you got to hit Cisneros right there. You make them pay for running like that. You got to hit them hard. Legal and clean, but hit them hard.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. 3:07 left in the 3rd quarter. Cisneros to the near side, throws, complete. Joseph Rocha on the catch. And again, the Chargers secondary comes up quickly.
Short gain, but Mercedes doesn't mind that little short little pass right there. They've done that a few times.
That was Cole Rhea coming up quickly defensively for the Chargers. Line of scrimmage, the Tiger 46. It's 3rd and almost 7 from there. Cisneros throws far side. That's an interception. Stepping into the passing lane and doing a really nice job.
Rija.
It is Rija on the interception. So twice now by each team, we've seen a defender do a wonderful job in zone defense of reading the quarterback's eyes and stepping into the throwing lane. That's a big turnover.
Yeah, and really Rija just read it perfectly. And really that's the first mistake Cisneros has made all game. He's been pretty good running and throwing, and that time just did not see Rija, who stepped up, like you said, kind of jumped that route. And a big break for the Chargers here.
And they will take the ball squarely at midfield, leading by 5 at 28-23. Running play, Alex Rodriguez off right tackle, gain of about 3. Clock continues to run, 2:09 left here in the third period.
Well, you got a short field. You get the ball at midfield. If you get a field goal out of this, you get it back up to 8.
That would be a big deal.
Yeah, it really would.
Line of scrimmage, the 47. Again, running play, and running with authority is Alex Rodriguez, and he'll have the first down at about the 36-yard line. Clock stops briefly while they move the sticks.
Well, and they really have not stopped Rodriguez. He's pretty much every game's been positive.
3 receivers to the near side on first down. Kaiser comes that direction. Run pass option. He throws the ball complete to Cannon Brooks, but Brooks takes a big hit. And they'll mark it at the 39.
Lose 3 on that one.
2nd and 13, absolutely. Running play, near side. Alex Rodriguez again.
Fumble.
Ball's on the ground. There is a scramble for the ball at the 31-yard line. Mercedes thinks they have it. Waiting for them to unpile and waiting for a signal, and the Mercedes Tigers come away with the ball, and that is a big turnover.
Well, flag comes out.
Well, the player who recovered the fumble took the ball to the far sideline and kind of threw it toward the stands, and I'm wondering if that's going to be a taunting or excessive celebration penalty.
Did they ever signal Mercedes ball?
Actually, I'm going to say no. The people who signaled it were Mercedes players, but nobody ever told them they were wrong.
Yeah. Because I don't know that I ever saw a signal, but the offense is out on the field, so.
Yeah, I think it is a turnover. The flag may have been on excessive celebration. Well, I don't think there's any question about who has the football at this point. Now we're just trying to figure out what the flag's about.
I think Kaiser is saying, you guys never signal.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct, and that does have to do with the player throwing the ball into the stands in celebration.
Well, after all the fireworks, haven't had a point in this quarter.
Yeah, by far the longest scoring drought we've had in this ballgame. So Mercedes, after the penalty, will start from their 16-yard line. And they run this jet sweep play that they run very frequently and pretty effectively all night long. And that's Tyrell Trevino on the carry, gain of about 3. And we're inside a minute remaining here in what has been a fast-moving third quarter.
And a scoreless.
And a scoreless one.
Yeah, after all we saw in that first half from the offenses, defenses have really stepped up, and penalties have hurt both sides and turnovers.
Gain of 3. Ball at the 19. Cisneros to the near side. Has his eyes downfield, now he tucks it and skips out of bounds at about the 22. That'll stop the clock with 15 seconds showing.
He's a cool customer, Cisneros.
Very composed.
Yeah.
Third and a long 2 from the 23.
15 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Zone, read, keep, Cisneros. Met by 4 defenders, but not before he appears to have the first down out at about the 28-yard line. Clock stops briefly with 9 seconds showing here in the third.
Cisneros picks up the first down for the Tigers.
Got 5 on that keeper. That's going to be the quarter, should be.
Very cool customer, and yeah, they wind the clock, and it hits zeros here in quarter number 3. We got 12 minutes at least remaining in what has been a really interesting and exciting game. After 3 quarters in this first round playoff game, Boerne Champion leads Mercedes by a score of 28-23. Back with the fourth in just a moment. Glad you're with us here on the Chargers Sports Network.
I'm Goldberg, and you're watching the Chargers Sports Network. Who's next?
Wow, a lot of emotional back and forth, a lot of ebbs and flows there in the third quarter. A big one was the fact that Mercedes thought they were in position to take the lead for the first time tonight and had that opportunity taken away by a penalty. But it's a 5-point game as we head into the fourth. And we have a whistle and a stoppage before the play starts. It's a procedure penalty, a false start. So it'll be 1st and 15.
Yep, and going into this fourth quarter, every little 5-yard penalty, everything matters right now.
You know, it's easy to say that both defenses have really started to assert themselves, but in a lot of cases it's just been mistakes on the part of the offense.
Yeah, and turnovers.
And yes, turnovers and penalties. Cisneros from the empty set, 3 receivers to the near side. Initially has time, throws over the middle, complete, relatively short gain out at about the 33-yard line.
And Champion, they're only rushing 3 players pretty much every time. They're keeping 8-man back in coverage.
It's been that way all night, yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like Gresham's kind of spying the quarterback Cisneros, kind of following him around.
Cisneros tucks it up, straining toward the sticks, but he's shy by a full 2 yards.
I think Gresham is the one that had the tackle, the one that's spying him.
And we'll keep an eye on Gresham as well. We'll kind of spy him because he's doing a good job. He's their inside linebacker, number 28, a returning all-district player. Cisneros with a strong, assertive move, and he's brought down just shy of the 40-yard line, but that's enough to give the Mercedes Tigers another first down.
Cole Kennedy coming out. Limping pretty good, but he's running off his own power.
Hope the senior linebacker is okay. This may be a cramp.
Yep, stretching him out.
3 receivers to the far side. Chargers stay in that 3-man defensive front. Cisneros gives it off quickly. Running play. Now coming to the middle and the near side and into Charger territory at the 48-yard line goes Miguel Jimenez. Play clock at 19, first down from the Champion 49. Cisneros, run pass option, complete to about the 44-yard line. That's Joseph Rocha, who makes another tough catch. He's a very versatile player.
Well, you mentioned at the start of the game, Paul, how Mercedes was very balanced, 50-50 run, pass, and they're mixing it up pretty well right now. They kind of have the Charger defense guessing a little bit.
They are. Guessing is exactly the right word, and that's why they're having to stay in this base defense. Second and a long 5. Cisneros to the far side. Throws it over that direction. Another nice catch, another nifty move, and another first down at the 34-yard line. They'll mark it at the 35.
Well, they keep that receiver. They seem to keep a receiver just right along the sideline, a little check down route, and it's open and it's always good for 5 to 10 yards.
And what I find really interesting about that is, yeah, he's in a check down position, but they're giving the receiver options as to what he runs from there. Cisneros knows exactly what he wants to do as he runs it up the far sideline and really floors it.
Another first down.
And it is down around the 15-yard line.
This is the 5th first down of this drive, so they've gained big chunk plays, chunk yardage.
They'll mark it at went out at the 19, but it is nevertheless a first down.
16-yard run.
Running play, near side, tough running. Down to about the 11, and once again, that's the senior running back, Miguel Jimenez. No telling what's going to happen here in the last 9.5 minutes or more, but right now, do you get the feeling this is kind of turning around a little bit?
Yeah, you definitely feel momentum.
2nd and 2.
Feel momentum shifting.
Jimenez is the back alongside the quarterback, Cisneros. Now they move Jimenez to the right side of the quarterback. Running play coming near side and knocked out of bounds is Miguel Jimenez.
Aiden Pickett is the one that knocks him out. Holtor forces him around the corner, and then Pickett comes and knocks him out. But they do get another first down. They only needed 2 and got the first down.
And it's a 1st and goal at the 6. Balanced formation, 2 receivers to either side. Cisneros gives it off to Jimenez. Good surge by the interior of the Mercedes offensive line. That's a good gain on a 1st and goal from the 6. He's down around inside the 2. Good surge by the center, Travis Galvan, and the 2 guards, Tino Alvarado and Isaiah Resendez. 2nd and goal, we got a whistle.
There's all kinds of players are moving, but the ball wasn't snapped. I don't think.
There's the procedure call, and it's a costly one because it's going to move the ball back to about the 7 after they had that nice 1st and goal gain.
And this is what snake bit them on their last drive. They had a couple penalties that pushed them back and negated a score, basically.
After the walk-off, 2nd and goal from the 7. Motion across the formation. Jet sweep, far side. Runner cuts it back up inside, down around the 3. And that was a nifty little move by the ball carrier, Xavier Sanchez.
Yeah, he tried to go wide. And then look, one of the Chargers cut him back in where the help is. It's a positive gain, but not a big gain.
3rd and goal from the 3. Big play, obviously. Charger fans excited on the near side. Cisneros, zone, read, option, keep. Linesman's hands go in the air, and that is a touchdown.
One has him short, and the other has him scoring.
Well, the linesman on this side threw his hands in the air.
And then one on the other side's coming in marking it short, but they're going with, I guess he's saying I saw it.
Yeah, because they're setting it up for the conversion, and this will be interesting. The most interesting thing is Mercedes has just taken the lead for the first time tonight, 29-28. They had a missed extra point earlier, so, if you look at the book, the play here would be to go for 2.
Yeah.
And try to extend this lead to 3.
It gives you a 3-point lead. That way, if the Chargers kick a field goal, they don't take the lead, and they just would tie it. But Mercedes is going to talk about it.
Well, we can talk about it, too. We saw a lot of punches and counter punches. There's no question that in the last 3 or 4 minutes that the Mercedes Tigers have really asserted themselves. I mean, that wasn't just an effective drive. That was, in many respects, a physically dominant drive.
Yeah, I was impressed with the big chunk yardage they were getting that time. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 first downs on that drive. And remember, it started at the 16 after they came up with a fumble recovery, and they got penalized. They backed him up to the 16. 15-play drive, though, so that's
a statement.
Yeah, that was a long drive. But this is a big 2-point play here as well.
Yes, it is. But Mercedes takes the lead for the first time tonight after having trailed by 14 on 3 different occasions in the first half. Cisneros, the quarterback. Jimenez, the running back, fade into the corner of the end zone, and the intended receiver is overthrown. No good, so this will remain a 1-point ball game. Everything it was cracked up to be. Two big dogs woofing at each other in the first round of the playoffs. Our score right now, Mercedes leads it 29-28 over the Boerne champion Chargers. We'll be back with the final 7:46 in just a moment here on the Charger Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Gina Devane, the Boerne ISD Athletic Secretary, and you're watching the Charger Sports Network.
Mercedes leads it for the first time tonight. Right now by 1 point at 29-28. A most impressive drive, was it not, Kerry?
Yeah, 15 plays, 84 yards. It took over 5 minutes.
And they get kind of cute on this kick again, and they're trying to kind of pooch it into that open space and chase it down. But again, alert play by the hands team, if you want to call them that. It turned out being the hands team, or the return team for the Boerne champion Chargers.
Yeah, and I think I would, if I'm Mercedes, I'd rather do that than kick to Brandon.
Than kick to Ryan Brandon, yeah. You don't have to see him go 99 yards too many times before more than once before you get that message.
Yeah, before you try to avoid it.
Chargers trailing for the first time start this possession from their 36-yard line. Kaiser on the keep, floors it, gets into the secondary and gets into Tiger territory down around the 47 or 48-yard line. First down, Boerne champion Chargers. They'll mark it at the Mercedes 48. Tough running right up the gut by Alex Rodriguez. And that's a nice carry on first down.
Yeah, 16-yard gain by Kaiser, and that time Rodriguez, the big gainer.
Gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Clock moving, 7:09 left in the fourth quarter in a 1-point ball game. Quarterback lead draw, but a good job of diagnosing that by the Tiger defense. And the quarterback, Kaiser, is going to be brought down short of first down yardage. Matter of fact, he gained little, if anything.
Yeah, it's going to be no gain right at the 40. That was the original line of scrimmage, so yeah, no gain.
Yeah.
But you're in 2-down territory here, so.
Oh, no doubt. 3rd and 2. Play clock at 18. Give. Alex Rodriguez gets to the second level. Pushes the linebackers, gets a first down around the 33-yard line. And we're getting close to crunch time where people's seasons are on the line.
I'll tell you what, somebody's going to be very heartbroken by the end of the night.
Been a really good ball game between two very accomplished football teams.
You and I, Paul, have seen some pretty good games this year.
This may end up being the most exciting down the stretch. Kaiser on the keep. Lowers the shoulder. We got a flag, and it was thrown by the referee in the area where you would anticipate offensive holding.
Somebody lost the helmet, and a little bit of talking going on between some of the linemen. Well, you and I saw the Stevens one-point game
back in August.
Yeah, the last Friday in August.
Yeah.
And then the Floresville game. That was was it 28-21? It's going to be a hold on the Chargers here, but it was a one-touchdown game, and that was to the very end when they sacked the quarterback, Brandon Fuller, on the last play of the game. So
yeah, the Chargers don't lack for excitement. Holding call is a costly one because it moves the ball back to the 42, and also it was unnecessary. It was completely away from the play. 1st and 20. Kaiser takes the snap, gives it off to Rodriguez into the secondary, inside the 20, down around the 15-yard line. Tough running at clutch time by the junior running back, Alex Rodriguez.
He can negate penalties like that on that run. He just got to hold on to that ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. Chargers trailing for the first time in the game. That's Rodriguez again. Just runs through a tackle. Down inside the 5, down around the 2.
That was a 28-yard run. That previous one there, he gets another first down. And knowing Alex a little, I guarantee he's so mad at himself for fumbling that one time that he wants to make it up to the team right here.
First and goal. They mark it at the 3. Kaiser gives it off to Rodriguez, comes near side. Good job of conversions by the left side of the Tiger defense.
Well, when Champion has tried to go wide, Mercedes has cut it off pretty well. When they've gone up the middle, they've had some big gainers. So
we've seen that all night.
Yeah, and right now, though, you're so close that anything's, passing, running, everything's open right now.
That was a loss back to the 5. Kaiser on the lead keep. Big, strong guy, keeps moving, keeps churning down around the 2-yard line. Clock continues to roll, 4:29 showing.
Interesting. If you stopped him, do you kick the field goal and go for the lead, or do you try to score? Interesting decision.
They got to be thinking about that right now in case they're in that situation.
Yep. And Coach Kaiser's contemplating that. They're kind of taking their time right now. He's telling them to wait. They've got 15 on the play clock. Obviously, they want to score, but if you don't get it, you just take the lead with a field goal try. They're going to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, exactly. They'll milk the play clock and the game clock all the way down. So the game clock will stop with 3:51. And, you got to love Coach Kaiser's approach. It's like if this is a poker game, we're the dealer right now, okay?
Yeah.
We're in control of this right now. So he's keeping his options open. But they're going to be looking at a 3rd and goal situation with the ball down around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and I think they want to talk about what they're going to do if they don't score. Do we go for it and try to punch it in, or do we take points? And he's letting he does this. He lets his coaches, give them the final instructions. He kind of stands back. Travis Chrisman is the offensive coordinator. Now Coach Kaiser gets in there, but he's letting Chrisman talk to his team.
Well, let's keep this in mind. There's still a lot of time remaining.
Yeah, there is.
3:51. And frankly, the Mercedes offense has been dominant at times in this quarter, so you'd have to take that into account.
Well,
this is fun because we're hearing fans down below us talking about exactly the same thing. Hey, what are they going to do if they don't make it on this? This is some fun stuff.
Their most effective weapon has been Rodriguez. Do you go to him or do you use him as a decoy? Let's see.
We're about to find out. 3rd and goal. Gadget play. That is Ryan Brandon, and that was sheer will. On that jet sweep, he was cut off. He was absolutely cut off, but found a different gear and got the edge and got into the end zone. And with that, the Chargers retake the lead.
Yeah, they got to go for 2, though, because that would make it a 7-point game.
Yeah, it's a 5-pointer right now at 34-29.
So they were celebrating. Coach Kaiser's pointing, hey, you guys got to get back on the field. They don't want to burn another timeout, so they're going to try to make it a 7-point game here.
And you really can't overstate the importance of this.
Right.
And we've got motion before the snap. And we've got a procedure call. Man, on a 2-point conversion, you get a procedure call, and obviously that's going to change the play call. Now, looking at it from the Chargers standpoint, if you're trying to be optimistic here, there would be the school of thought that actually gives you a little more room and a little more latitude in your play calling.
Yeah, because probably it's going to be a pass play, so that does give you a little bit more room in that end zone to work with.
We'll try it again. Kaiser on the play fake, throws it into the end zone, got a man. Oh, what a beautifully designed play. As they sneak the running back, Alex Rodriguez, out on the wheel route. Something I'll promise you they've been polishing up as their 2-point play all week long.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Beautiful call, beautiful execution.
I'm sure they had the play in mind, and I don't think they were going to use it on that the first time, but they got backed up 5 yards, and so it was obviously going to be a pass play. Which one? And they bring A-Rod out of the backfield.
What a call!
What a call and what an answer by the Chargers.
And it's huge because now it's a 7-point game at 36-29.
And, you know, the Brandon touchdown is looking at it. They forced him wide and out. He went back further than the line of scrimmage. But he, like you said, just was determined. He saw that little crack and he dove and scored that touchdown. That was he willed that ball into the end zone.
He really did. That was an excellent athlete giving his absolute utmost, which is why we watch these games.
How about that answer by the Chargers?
When they had to have it. But final chapter of this book has not been written.
Right.
Here's the kickoff. And, boy, they took – oh, this is a huge play. That ball never got in the end zone. That ball never got in the end zone. It bounced laterally. And it was killed at the 1-yard line. Kind of a lack of attention by the returner. You need to, if you're gonna take that touchback, you have to be sure that ball got into the end zone.
And you have to signal, but so after 10 yards, it's a live ball.
It is, in fact, a live ball.
A flag came out late. It might have been a celebration thing from the Chargers, but they're going to talk about it. But as far as I can see, that was a live ball. The Chargers got on it, and looks like they have the ball.
This would be the backbreaker. This would be the backbreaker.
We're going to have, well, we got 5 officials. Now we're going to have 6.
So if it comes off, do we call this history's longest onside kick?
Yeah. And it looked like the return man thought he was going to roll into the end zone, but the ball stopped.
It was a mental error.
Yeah, and then he tried to get on it, but the Chargers were already down there, and it was just who's going to get on the ball first kind of a play. It was
look, we're not second-guessing a young man. There's a lot going on here.
Sure,
but with the way the rule is written now, that ball was kicked very high. He could simply have fair caught that ball to make sure of the whole thing at the 1-yard line, and it would have been a touchback.
Right, but I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
So now they're explaining something to Coach Kaiser, and they're going to go explain.
I can tell you Coach Kaiser's not happy right now.
They're going to explain something.
And neither are these Boerne Champion Charger fans.
Well, there was a flag, so I don't know if the flag, but it looks like the Mercedes is keeping the return team out there. So are they going to have to re-kick?
Well, I would love to tell you what the call is, but I don't know. Well, we are going to re-kick the ball, and my question is why? Based on what?
Not sure what that was.
Well, we would love to have a microphone on the referee and get some kind of explanation.
They are moving them back. So
it is a penalty.
Yeah, so there's a penalty there
against the Boerne Champion Chargers.
But I don't know if that's why they're re-kicking, or was that penalty after the play?
But if it was after the play, wouldn't that have been post change of possession?
It would have been. So they're saying that didn't count apparently.
Well, but that would not account for what we just saw. I mean, obviously, it is an unsportsmanlike penalty against the Boerne Champion Chargers, but it was after the play and seemingly after change of possession. I'd love to explain it to you right now. I can't. I wish we had a microphone on the official. It's a big return, and this is a big play, and this is significant. And he may take this to the house.
It's coming back, though, I think. There's a flag on the play.
There is a flag at the 49-yard line. My goodness, what a change of events here. I mean, you think that Boerne Champion has the ball on that messed up kickoff by Mercedes down about the 1-yard line. They re-kick. It looks like a long return for a touchdown, but that's going to be negated because we've got a flag at the 49-yard line.
So I'm hearing from a coach that says he thinks the play was an illegal touching, that one of the Charger player that touched the ball went out of bounds as he was touching it.
And by the way, I appreciate the input,
Yeah.
and thanks for giving us a suggestion. I just wonder, since the ball went 10 yards, why there would have been a question of illegal touching. And I'm not saying that's not the case.
I think because he was out of bounds or close to, maybe he stepped out and came back in. Not sure.
Okay, you know what? Maybe.
That makes the most sense of anything, that we've kind of come up with.
Well, I mean, that's the only plausible explanation I could possibly imagine. So, yeah.
We need like NFL or the officials, tell us.
This is some crazy stuff. So Mercedes will have the football, but instead of a long return for a touchdown, they'll take it 1st and 10 from their 36-yard line, trailing by 7 with 3:25 left in the 4th. Notice I said the 4th, not necessarily the football game.
There you go.
On 1st down, incomplete pass. That was intended for Tyrell Trevino, who's had a pretty big night tonight.
Well, and
stops the clock with 3:20.
Yeah, and that time, that little short route, the Chargers covered that a little bit tighter and didn't give them a lot of space. So it had to be a pretty accurate throw. The illegal touching is what I'm hearing on that penalty.
Like I said, I very much appreciate the input from others because that's about the only thing that would make any sense. And that's a sack back at the 30-yard line. One of the few times the Chargers have been able to get to Cisneros tonight, but there was no doubt about that when they had him locked up. Back at the 31-yard line.
And it seemed like Chargers brought a little bit more pressure. They're not letting them just the 3-man rush now and giving him time. It seems like they're putting a little bit more pressure on him.
3rd and 15. 2:46, and the clock is moving. Balanced formation, now motion across the formation. Cisneros looks back to the left side, now lays it off to the right side. It's complete to Joseph Rocha, but now we're really starting to see this very mobile Charger defense get a little crazy here. That was a nice job.
Well, they're putting more pressure on the quarterback, and they're playing the receivers tight. So now it's 4th and 14. So what do you do if you're Mercedes?
Well, this is more than a ball game. This is your season.
Yep.
Now they do have 2 timeouts remaining, but they're going to elect to go for it on 4th and almost right at 15 yards. Cisneros under pressure, under a lot of pressure, finally gets it away. Now he did not get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. He may have been outside the tackle box, and it doesn't matter anyway because it's 4th down.
They're checking it out, but if it is a grounding, it's not going to matter. Like you said, Paul, it's going to be champion ball either way.
Right. And you were just talking about this, Kerry. After really getting boxed around a little bit in the 3rd quarter, this Charger defense has just come up large here.
Well, that time they brought in pressure. They brought in, both linebackers came in. Kennedy and Grisham came in. So it was a 5-man rush, and you saw the difference when they put pressure on him. You don't let them sit back there and get comfortable.
Now keep in mind, absolutely, Champion wants to be smart with the football, but absolutely they want to score here because this is still just a 7-point game with 1:56 left, and Mercedes does have 2 timeouts.
And let me guess who's going to get the ball.
The workhorse.
Yeah, and they're going to try to strip him, of course, so he's really got to hold on to that ball.
Well, and they accomplished their purpose there because Mercedes had to burn one of those timeouts.
Yeah, and they only have 1 left, I believe. So
that's correct.
Another first down, that's going to do it.
That would be it.
Yep, they can go into victory formation. right there on that run, you saw Rodriguez get stood up like that, and that's when the other guys come in. They start trying to strip the ball. Well, that's when you got to be real careful with that and try to find a way to the ground or get the knee down.
Well, that's likely the only possible path to victory right now for Mercedes, so that's very top of mind. And, of course, Champion would love to score and put the game away, but they can effectively do that with a first down and by forcing Mercedes to take their final timeout.
Yeah, this has got to be a run play. I'm thinking just because you want them to burn that other timeout unless it's a first down.
Yeah, wouldn't want to stop the clock with an incomplete pass. Kaiser gives it off. And there's the first down. There's the first and goal. Rodriguez knocked down at the 1. And Mercedes is really behind the 8 ball now. They'll actually mark it closer to the 3 where his knee went down.
Yeah, so if you're Mercedes, you have one timeout, but clock is running, so Chargers are going to let this go down.
Running with 1:23 showing. 14 left on the play clock.
Yeah, I thought they might call a timeout. Doesn't look like it. They're going to run it.
Better hurry.
Guess who?
2 seconds left. Give it off to Rodriguez. Yeah. He gets absolutely nothing. But again, they got something accomplished there because the clock continues to run.
Well, he lost the yard, but Mercedes is selling out to the run because they know Champion's not going to throw it. And Mercedes still has that one timeout in their back pocket. They're not using it at this point. Seems like at a certain point they're going to have to.
So this is a third down play. Would you give any thought?
Second down.
It is, in fact, a second down play. Would you give any thought to, telling your running back, knock it down at the 1?
you could.
And burn more clock?
Yeah, you could. And then with as much time as they've taken off, I think you try to score, because if you would have scored with a minute whatever, you'd been up 2 touchdowns, but, then you would have given them a chance with the ball and 2 timeouts and a very good quarterback. So I wonder if we're going to see the Maryland eye.
Well, it really is interesting the way high school football has evolved, that sometimes you may not really have a formation that you'd really like in this situation because it's just so foreign to your offense.
I think if they hold the Chargers, I think Mercedes burns that timeout here.
Well, you don't know what they're holding them for because, conventional wisdom would say that you take your timeouts on defense.
Oh, they're going to victory formation.
Took a little time, but Kaiser finally does bump his knee against the turf. And the clock will continue to roll. Wow. 10 seconds left. Now the scoreboard was still showing that Mercedes had a timeout.
Yeah, I thought they did. They didn't take it.
But that's not going to happen. And the clock hits 0. And the season continues for the Boerne champion Chargers. And it ends very suddenly and abruptly for a very good Mercedes Tigers team that will end their season with a record of 9-2. And with the win, that makes the Chargers 9-2, but they're heading to the second round of the playoffs, where next week they will meet the winner of tonight's game between Liberty Hill and Bastrop. And that's kind of a rematch from last year.
Yeah, it is. And if Liberty Hill does win, which I would think they'd be favored, but I tell you, I said it one time earlier, just that somebody's going to go home completely heartbroken. And that's what happens when you give it your all and you play such a great game. And I tell you, Mercedes gave Champion everything they could handle. And but Champion was resilient. They fell behind for the first time in that fourth quarter, and they answered on their very next drive and gets the win. But what a great game. What a great high school game we saw.
Remarkable game, because let's keep in mind that on 3 different occasions, Boerne Champion led by 14 points, and every single time Mercedes responded. They come through late in the game to take the lead for the first time. Boerne Champion is now really being challenged. They have to come up with a drive to maintain their season. They did that, a remarkable effort to get into the end zone by wide receiver Ryan Brandon, who took that on the jet sweep. So that gave them the lead, gave them a 5-point lead, and the Chargers go for 2. And they make that happen on a wonderful call on a play they clearly had polished up all week long with getting their running back, Alex Rodriguez, on the wheel route out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Just a really good high school football game.
Everybody has a 2-point play that they've got in their back pocket. A couple of them they like to try based on what the defense is doing, and that time they ran that wheel route. And, like I said, you and I have seen some really good games, Paul. We saw the Stevens game, the Floresville game, this game. They've all been nail-biters. I think, 15-point difference in all 3 games combined.
Right.
So they've been down to the wire. And, talking to Boerne High last night, talking to head coach Shea Hendricks, and, one thing Paul Talbert told me when he coached at Comfort, he said it doesn't matter once the playoffs start if you win by 1 or 100, as long as you win. And I mentioned that to Coach Hendricks. He says, the goal is to be 1-0 this week. And, Champion had some ups and downs, penalties, turnovers, but they got it done when they need to, and they're 1-0 this week, and they get to play another week.
Champion Chargers is a very exciting football team, and you're right, we have really enjoyed these broadcasts, but I will also tell you this, Mercedes absolutely earned my respect tonight. Not that I didn't have it going in, but they're a really good football team. And we were treated to a game that really represents what Texas high school playoff football is all about. So details will be released, obviously, when we find out who Champion is going to play and where they're going to play and what time they're going to play, and that's part of the excitement of the playoffs.
And let me say, I heard from Coach Kaiser, if it's Liberty Hill, they're obviously going to be heavily favored. It's going to be either Ferris or Blossom, which is Comalander. So those are the 2 places that they have just in case.
But either way, the season continues for the Boerne Champion Chargers, and that was the objective. And as every high school football player who has been in that situation knows, there's nothing better than when you open your eyes on Saturday morning and you're sore, but the first thing you think is, we did it, we won, I'll see you at practice on Monday. This is great.
Yep, and the goal is to get to Thanksgiving weekend. That's, win next round and get to that Thanksgiving weekend. And that's for high school, that's kind of one of the measuring sticks is, did we get to Thanksgiving weekend? And then beyond that, you want to play into December. But that's the next goal, is let's play Thanksgiving weekend football.
A game that really represented what Texas high school football is all about, especially Texas high school playoff football. So our final score tonight, Boerne Champion extends its season with what ended up being a come-from-behind 36-29 victory over the Mercedes Tigers. We have so much enjoyed this and so much appreciate your being here. Our thanks to everyone at both schools, the administration, the coaching staff, particularly here at Boerne Champion, has been wonderful to us. And I do want to say that we got incredible cooperation from the Mercedes administrators and coaches, led by their head coach, Roger Adami. And, again, nothing but respect for both teams. Kerry Barboza, what an absolute pleasure working with you throughout the season. Looking forward to seeing some more Champion High School football. And for all of us at WIC Productions, we thank you so much, and we wish you good night from Boerne.